a riddle of steel.
Yes. You know what it is, don't you, boy? Shall I tell you? It's the least I can do.
Hey guys, today I titled this video "The Secret of Shooting Steel," and so basically what I want to talk about is what I do whenever I shoot steel. Now, if you're a pro level shooter and you're going to national competitions to compete, then this video is probably not for you. If you're beginner, intermediate shooter to where you're getting really good now, or you're just starting out and you're really trying to hone your skills on shooting steel, then this is going to be worth just taking a peek at for a short period of time here. I don't like to make real long videos, so I like to try to keep them short and sweet. So basically, the secret to shooting steel is front sight. Okay, so don't turn off the video yet, because you might have heard that 1,000 times, but it's truly an intense, another level of focus on that front sight. Hopefully you're at the point by now that you've heard front sight, or you're working on front sight. I very few times meet people that have the ultimate focus on front sight that makes them a great shooter. Believe me guys, your eyes and your brain trick you real easy into, when you're on that front sight and you go to squeeze that trigger, your eyes jump off the sight and look at the target. And that happens in literally a tenth or probably even hundredths of a second that occurs. And then you jump back on your sight later and you're wondering why, maybe you didn't hit the target when you saw your front sight. Well, guess what? And when you went to pull that trigger and your eyes jumped off for just that very minute period of time, your front sight moved and your bullet went this way or that way whenever you pulled the trigger, and you didn't even see it because your eyes jumped like that from the target back to the front sight. So what caused me to actually make an incredible gain on my speed on shooting steel, which translates over into my cardboard targets, is a more intense focus on that front sight. So the secret being, front sight, you don't look at the steel. Don't look at it. Look at the front sight. In the background, and they paint the targets nice and white, you get a flash of white in the background. When you get the flash of white, you don't put your eyes, and you gotta really train this and work hard at not letting your eyes go to that white. Okay, they got to stay in that front sight. You'll get a flash of white in the background. So when that flash of white's in the background, you got to keep that trigger or that front sight still through the entire trigger pull. So you see a flash in the background, you stay on that front sight through the whole trigger pull, move, you're going to get another flash, you're going to get another flash, you're going to get another flash, you're going to get another flash. Okay? So as you move your gun across, like I'm going to shoot a plate rack here, and just a demo and show you shooting steel. Not that you haven't seen it before, but it's just that flash that you're looking for, okay? But your eyes have to stay on the front sight and not go off of it the entire time. That's where the discipline comes in. That's where the secret lies, and those who can actually do that and work on doing that versus those who think they're doing it, but their eyes keep going to the steel. Because when you connect, you'll know. So I'm going to try with the camera and stuff to give you a little visual of that, maybe through my sights and stuff. So, and then maybe we'll shoot some steel here and give you different looks at it. So let's give it a try here and see how it works. Okay guys, I'm going to try to give this a shot here. I don't have any fancy setup, so I'm going to have to shoot one-handed. But you can see my front sight as it lays over that target. That's when I'm going to shoot. Now my camera's focusing on the steel, which is wrong. It should be focused on the front sight. I don't have any fancy stuff, so you can't see it. But it should be front sight, and that's where it should be. So the entire trigger pull should be here. Pull, 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 pull. Okay, so that's the way it basically needs to look throughout the entire time. So you can't be, a lot of times when you're shooting, you look at the steel, it's going to go to shoot, you look at the steel and it goes like this and moves back when you're over this target, and you think, why didn't I hit it? Because as soon as you pull the trigger, it goes like this and comes back like that. Okay, so it has to stay there the entire time. So let's see if we can get a little visual, and I'll try to shoot it one-handed, see how it works, of actually hitting the steel, which this is a no-brainer, but here we go. Let's give it a shot of trying to stay focused and see if that front sight stays there the whole time. And I'm shooting one-handed, so I'm going to get a lot of movement on this, but I'll try to get an extra tight squeeze to see if I keep that nice and straight. Got it. So basically it wouldn't jump that much, obviously, if I had two hands on it and I was going across, but I have to stay there through the entire squeeze. And yes, you're going to have to, whenever you start off, you're going to have to slow your trigger pull down in order to make sure that that front sight doesn't move through the entire squeeze of the trigger. Okay, so heck, even if I'm going into the berm over here, and I'm not shooting at anything, it might just be good for you to work on shooting into the berm right here and just focusing on the front sight to where you're not shooting at anything, but you're watching that front sight move through the entire trigger pull. Here we go again. I'm going to show you here. So I'm looking at trying to focus on the front sight. Back on front sight. I got to find it. Boom. Then I shoot again because I'm on front sight again. All right. And I don't shoot again until I get back on front sight. All right. So that's kind of really what you're looking for. If I had two hands, you wouldn't see that big of a movement. You see basically this much movement probably. Boom is what I'd see, and come right back down, and then I'd shoot again when I'm right here, and I want to make sure that I'm staying here throughout my entire squeeze. Okay. All right. I'm going to take a run at the plate rack. Start from a low ready position because the competition I'm training for, I get to shoot from low ready, so I'm going to go ahead and shoot that way. I'm going to go ahead and take a sight picture before I load. We use that sight picture to make sure that I'm ultra focused on that front sight, and I'll keep doing it until I feel that I'm super focused on the front sight. Then I'll go ahead and load, make ready, start the timer, and go at it. So here we go. Ah, shoot, that was a 283. I had to hit something and I lost it. But that was a 283 that I got on that, which was good. I need to get a sub 3, definitely. So, I felt good on that, getting that sight picture down. I was ultra focused on that front sight, and I just keep going, and I go slow until I'm ultra focused on that, and then I make sure once I'm really focused on that and nothing else, and my eyes aren't jumping back and forth on that sight picture, then I'm okay, and then I load. So take your time on that. Let's do another one real quick here, and I'm going to go ahead and just go a little slower because it's not that everybody's going to shoot super fast at first, but the point being is, this is training. So when you train, you have to make sure that you're staying on that front sight. So a good way to train and practice is to go ahead and move slow, but see if you can stay on the front sight without moving your eyes through that entire plate rack. So let's go through it really slow. I'm just going to go slow and stay on that front sight because I'm training, and I need to continue to train myself to do that because my eyes still want to jump. Okay, so it's not a perfect thing. It's not like I come out here and I can do that every single time and my eyes are that focused. I'm not there yet. I'm still working at it as well. So it's a good training to always do something slow to make sure that you can do it perfect, and then you can start building your time. So let's go through it nice and slow. And as you can see, I missed that first one. So, it's not always perfect. So the thing is, in steel also, another little secret is that it's with steel, and you might have heard this, and it's totally true. With steel, it's one shot, one hit. That's what you really want to go for. It's definitely worth taking an extra 0.2 of a second to get focused on that front sight and hit the steel, as opposed to going too fast and having to do a makeup shot, because that makeup shot's going to take you about probably 0.3 of a second or so to do a makeup shot. So it's worth to take that 0.15 or 0.2 seconds to get focused on it, so you're saving 0.15 seconds, or 0.1 seconds, which in this sport it means the world. So take your time at that. Hopefully take that advice, work on that front sight, making sure you stay focused on it, and see how well you do. See if your eyes jump off of that. You'd be surprised how often it does, and when you're consciously really focusing on it, how much it wants to jump off the front sight, as opposed to staying ultra focused on it and seeing nothing else and making that steel almost a blur in the background. So I hope you learned something. Give it a try, because I guarantee you you're going to get better hits, and that's going to translate totally into better trigger control and make all your shooting probably a little bit better. So thanks for watching. It was 268, so I'm going to end the night on that note.